Shalom and welcome to our Exploits Ministry Prayer Center here in the heart of Jerusalem. We live in an age of political spite and anger and the bashing of our leaders. It takes a lot of nerve to enter public office these days. And 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 to 3 urges us not to bash our leaders, not to go onto social media and denigrate them. But it says, I urge you, first of all, this is Paul speaking, that petitions, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and for all those in authority. Why is he asking for this? He goes on to say that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. And he says this is good behavior. And it pleases God our Savior. Well, here in Israel, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is under attack yet once again. And it's really sad to me because so many other nations, I've seen them crying out to him on Facebook saying, we wish you were our leader. We'd like to have you as a prime minister because you are strong, you're manly, and you're standing up for your people. But, recently Benjamin Netanyahu went back to Entebbe, Africa, to visit the place where his brother Yonatan was killed during the famous raid that the Israelis did to get their hostages that were being held by terrorists in Entebbe. And I happened to mention to one of my Israeli friends on Facebook that I was looking forward to his trip. And my Israeli friend said, we don't even know he's going to Africa because Netanyahu is so despised, particularly by those in the left and many in the media, that we don't even know that he's planning a celebratory trip like that to remember his brother and to make ties, new ties with the African people. And at dinner last night here in the Old City, some friends of ours were telling us how the leftists actually despise him and are trying to get him out of government. Well, the latest attack on Netanyahu's leadership concerns an anticipated report on the Gaza war that took place about 2 years ago. And members of the government are criticizing the prime minister about the lack of information during the war. And secondly, bereaved parents are criticizing the way that the terror tunnels were dug by the Hamas terrorists who were trying to come in to Israel from the Gaza Strip through the tunnels. This week, the Intercessors for Israel sent out a prayer alert. They do it every week, but they have special prayer pointers for Netanyahu, and I want to give them to you to pray. Number one, let the whole truth be revealed in the report, and let the truth set Netanyahu free. If he's made any mistakes, let him have the humility to apologize, but let him be shielded from all false accusations. And Lord, in your mercy, give him and any other leader that we're praying for a good night's sleep and shalom at night. And surround him, Psalm 4:8, with a shield. And Psalm 4:8 says, I will lie down in peace and sleep, for you alone, O God, are the one that makes me dwell in safety. Pray that the Lord will bring great wisdom and encouragement around the Prime Minister of Israel and all of our leaders who so need wisdom in this hour. And finally, the last prayer point, pray the whole of Psalm 3 over Netanyahu and any other leader you're supporting. This is a psalm of David when he fled from his son Absalom. It begins, O Lord, how my enemies have increased. Many are rising up against me. Many are saying of me, there's no help. There's no salvation for him in God. Selah. But you, O Lord, are a shield round about me. You are my glory and the lifter up of my head. And the psalm goes on. Please pray the entire psalm over Netanyahu and continue to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We're in that time called dire straits on the Hebrew calendar, when the Jewish people traditionally have mourned all of the things that have happened to him in the past. But now the Jewish people are saying we want to break out of this cycle of mourning and believe for the great prophecy in the book of Zechariah that the mourning days will be turned into days of joy and feasting. And of course, this will happen when Messiah Yeshua returns to this city, the city of the great King. So you and I are on these walls praying and watching and guarding until Messiah comes. So next time, I'm looking forward to seeing you at our website at JerusalemChannel.tv, where all the prayer pointers for the week are listed. And always contending for the faith, I'm Christine Darg. Shalom.